Hello and welcome back to the Happy Accidental Gardener channel. My name is Estelle. I am your Happy Accidental Gardener. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you've never been here before, welcome to my garden. Now we are going to get some things done in and around the garden today. Most of it shouldn't take too long, but as you're growing a garden during the summer, you know, a lot of it is just maintenance, watering, checking on things, making sure things get done. And that's what we'll be doing today. Let's get started. One of the things I will be doing today is taking the wraps off of my trees. If you listen carefully in the background, you may be able to hear the last few remaining cicadas. But for the most part, threat of cicadas and their larvae killing my trees is pretty much done. So we can take the wraps off, the trees can stretch out again and live a lot more comfortable life. Now the wraps didn't hurt them, they're sunlight permeable, they're rain permeable. It's just protecting the trees from the bugs. As you can see, the trees conformed to the shape of their confinement just a little bit. So having the wraps off will definitely give them the opportunity to stretch out, to stretch their limbs, to feel a little better, to reach toward the sky a little bit. But they are still healthy trees. And I will continue using the gallon jugs as deep root watering for all of the trees. I just want to take a moment to point out our apple tree experiments. They are all branching out. They are all looking healthy. We do have a couple of dead leaves, but those can easily be trimmed and the trees are growing nicely. These breathable tree wraps are certainly reusable. I can reuse them in the spring to cover vegetables, try to keep some warmth in, can always use them as shade. And they can be used as an extra layer of protection when wrapping trees for the winter. If you have watched one of my earlier videos, you'll know that planting white potatoes was a first for me this year. It was an experiment in this garden, and I figured I have a little space. I have some old milk crates and laundry baskets. Let's see if I can grow these white potatoes in unconventional containers. Today, we'll see how that turned out. In these two grocery baskets, I planted banana fingerling potatoes. They're small, so that's why they went into these smaller baskets. Let's see what grew. Next up, Pontiac Red. Pontiac Red are the potatoes where I wasn't sure if they were determinate or indeterminate, so I put them in a larger container just in case they grew down and just in case hilling them with more soil would give us more potatoes. It doesn't look like that happened this time around. It looks like they grew in one layer, so now I know I don't need to use as deep a container for red Pontiac and I can still get a pretty good harvest. The next two types of potatoes that I harvest are Yukon Gold and Kennebec. And I'll be honest, between the white laundry baskets and the black milk crates, I don't remember which variety of potato I put where. I just know that I got a pretty good harvest out of each basket. I think it turned out pretty good. So that was the great potato harvest of 2021. It actually turned out way better than I thought it would. I was not expecting to see as many potatoes as I got. I do have banana fingerling, Yukon Gold, Kennebec, and red Pontiac. Lessons learned. 1, it is entirely possible to grow determinate potatoes in unconventional containers. 2, Hilling potatoes, especially when they're determinate tomatoes, is not as important as making sure they are well fertilized, well watered, and have enough space to stretch out. 3, would I do it again? Absolutely. Now that I know that I can use unconventional containers and get good results, growing potatoes is an excellent addition to any container garden. And that's containers in your backyard, containers on your patio, containers on your fire escape, any place you have space. And because you plant them in March, mid to end of March, and then harvest between the end of June and the middle of July, it doesn't take up too much space, and it certainly leaves you space for a bunch of other stuff in the garden. In addition to harvesting potatoes today, I also harvested garlic. Yay, garlic! And garlic does need to be cured. It needs to be dried over a couple of weeks before it can be used. So I'm going to hang mine in my garage to keep it out of any rain that might pass by. But I am so happy that I've grown my own garlic. This is my first time growing garlic as well, and I will definitely be doing this again. Thank you so much for joining me in my garden today. We got a lot done. We've uncovered the trees from their cicada cages. We got them watered and their final fertilization for the year. We dug up potatoes and garlic, harvested peppers, poblano, jalapeno, and bell peppers. Got the first red tomato of the year. So we got a lot done today. It's been a super busy day. Now the temperature's climbing toward 90 with a real feel of 100, so I'm going in the house. As always, if you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I have new content. Thank you so much for spending time with me in the garden today, and I'll see you around.